Greetings and welcome to Mount Olympus. I am Hercules Invictus, and today I'm proud to bring you the Diana Montfort Show with the one and only Diana Montfort. Greetings, Diana.
Hi, everyone. And hi, Hercules, and hi, my wonderful guest. I'm Diana Montfort. This show is heard every third Saturday of the month from, well, wherever you're listening to it and whenever you're listening to it. But here in New York, it's usually heard from 9 to 10 in the evening on Saturdays. My guest is legendary Hollywood starlet. Yes, she calls herself a starlet, not a star. Ms. What's your name? I'm having a senior moment here, damn it.
Carol Hollenbeck. No, well,
Yes.
it was under Carol Holland.
But in her Hollywood career, she was known as Carol Holland. She is the star of the cult film Eden Cried. I'm not that old. I can remember something. Anyway, and she has written a wonderful article called Dark Roots of a Hollywood Blonde. It appears in a magazine that sadly has just published its final issue. What is the magazine called?
Films of the Golden Age.
And sadly, it just went out of business. No, Carol had nothing to do with that. It just went out of business.
I know. I have a big article, and then it closes down. Okay.
There you go. But no, print, as you know, is going the way of the dodo. So
yes,
it's very difficult to keep a magazine going. But we're going to talk to Carol about her Hollywood days and the article she wrote, which she hopes to expand into a book, an autobiography, and I'm sure she will. And we are talking with Carol Hollenbeck, formerly known as Carol Holland. Hi there.
Hi. Hi. How's everything with you?
Oh, fine. Aside from blanking on your name, everything is
No.
fine.
I was going to say it's not always due to age and aging. A lot of it is due to what, I think is distraction sometimes, or you have a lot we have a lot on our mind. And, I'll be talking to somebody sometimes, even when I was younger, and I would, I don't know how to address this person right now when I'm talking to them. I forgot their name, and it'll come to me. It's not always age.
Well, that's good to know.
For me, I mean, that's what I think, anyway.
Well, good. Makes me feel better, at least,
Yes,
But,
yes.
So now, okay, you were a small town girl from Newburgh, New York?
Yes. Absolutely.
And, okay, let me shorten this so we get right to the juicy part here. You had relatives in L.A.? You went off to L.A. in your late teens, I would imagine?
Early 20s.
Early 20s. Knockout blonde, gorgeous, sexy, all the things that Hollywood tells us we should all try to be.
Yep.
But Hollywood being Hollywood, it doesn't always work out the way you hope. So tell us what happened once you got to L.A.
Well, I had a place to go to. So in those days, of course, in the 60s, it wasn't all that expensive anyway. Like it is, like for anybody trying to fulfill their dream. Today, you got to have deep pockets to get an apartment anywhere or whatever. But I had relatives out there. But even so, it still wasn't that expensive. And so I went out because I had a place to stay, because I didn't know anybody. And it would have been kind of, crazy for me to travel. Although when I was young, I'd travel anywhere. Now that I'm older, you can't get me too far away because the world has changed. But anyway, so I went there mainly to say, because I was brought up on Hollywood film magazines. It was like my Bible. It was like my religion. And I went to the movies every weekend. I saw all the musicals and Betty Grable and all these stars that were of the golden age, which were no.
All right, now let me ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
You have it all over Betty Grable. You have it, personality, looks, the whole deal. You are so much more a Hollywood star than Betty Grable was. How did she make it, and how come you didn't, become
Well,
Betty
no,
Grable?
wait. I was a child when Betty Grable was the star. I mean, Betty
Yeah,
Grable was
but they needed a
was,
new one when she got too old.
well, that wasn't me because I wasn't a tap dancer. Betty Grable, if was a dancer, a musical dancer. I wasn't that. I wasn't a musical dancer.
You
I
would
just,
have been more of a Kim Novak type, I think.
absolutely. Not any musical type background, which is to my detriment. Is my fault. I should have taken dancing, but shoulda, woulda, coulda is not what I deal with. But I can say that that I really should have taken dance. But in any case, I feel that whatever's happened in my life has brought me to this point. And this is what I'm here to work on, to take to the next step. In other words, would I have gone to Hollywood if I didn't have relatives? Absolutely not. Not at that time at a young age, traveling
I think you
alone.
would have. I think you have the strength and character to actually do it anyway.
I don't think I would have, because I wouldn't have known anybody, and I don't know if my mother would have let me go, even though I was old enough to do it. It's the fact that I had a place. It's so much easier to travel if you know people. I mean, I can't even fathom the idea of getting off a plane now somewhere where I want to see desperately, but I don't know anybody. I mean, that it's a little frightening in this day and age, where it wasn't that frightening then. But at the same time, I would think that I'm not too sure. You might be right. I'm not too sure that I would have traveled alone to Hollywood land. I would have more or less went to New York. That would have been, I think. Even though my
and that would have been a very easy trip because you lived in New York State. So
yeah,
maybe 2 or 3 hours on the train, and there you are.
No, it's an hour and a half, 60 minutes, 60 miles away. So.
You could have lived at home and done Broadway
commuted, yeah. So I did do that for a short time, but that being said, that was meant for me to do that. I guess it was in the cards that I was supposed to go there. That I stayed with them I still can't think of the name of the town. It was a suburb like Queens is in New York. This particular place where my aunt and uncle lived was a suburb like Queens in New York. And so I was there, and then when I started to get a little bit of action going, when I would go into Hollywood by bus, or I think they dropped me off my car, and then I would spend the day, looking for work or wandering around, that I started to get some action, and then I moved into Hollywood land. I call it
Now,
Hollywood
let me
land.
ask you a question. Now, when you first got there, you had an incredible lucky break. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I was walking down the street, and that was exactly what I had hoped and said was going to happen to me. I was going to be another Lana Turner who was going to get discovered. I didn't know exactly where I was going to get discovered. I mean, I knew it was Hollywood, but I wasn't sure I was going to be sipping a soda. But it wasn't that. I was walking down the boulevard, and some woman came chasing after me and yelling, saying, "Are you a model or an actress?" And I said, "Yes, I'm both." And in those days, there was no real fear, as I would think. I mean, I didn't feel any fear. And then she said, "Well, we have an actress who didn't show up, and if you come with me, you'll get a job," or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I followed her down the stairs, which is really kind of weird when I think about it. Would I have done that today as a young person? I don't know. Too many goofy things. But I followed her down the stairs, and then I was in the makeup department, and then I was doing a commercial, Skybar candy commercial. And I was Miss Vanilla, and there was Miss Chocolate and Miss Strawberry, and there was Artie Johnson from Laugh-In. And I had to sort of run and sort of look like I'm jumping on him. Miss Vanilla, Skybar Candy, blah, blah, blah. And so that was, yes, I was discovered then. And I walked away with a nice little check and the idea that I had to join a union soon at some point. So it was definitely exactly as I thought it would be, that I would get discovered, and I did. And then from there on, I ended up. Then soon after that, I got a job in Vegas as a showgirl working with Julia Prowse in Irma la Douce.
She was wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, at the Riviera Hotel. There's a book out about her, and actually, our friend Tom contributed something to that book because
Tom Lisanti, the great author of television and movie books. Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up having a meeting with the niece who wrote the book on her Aunt Juliet. So
I was just thinking, when you got discovered and they took you to the makeup and hair department, you got a free makeup lesson and a free hair lesson. Because they said, okay, this is how we do it this way. That's great,
Oh, everything was great. Everything, at that point, I was like, everything was happening the way I thought it would happen. And then, of course, after that, and then the showgirl going there, and that was fine. And then
Do you think
eventually,
it was a mistake to leave L.A. just at that time and go be a showgirl? But
no.
you seem to have been gathering momentum,
No, not really. It wasn't that much momentum. It was momentum, yes, but not enough to keep me there because I didn't have the agent. I don't even think I had my manager then when I did the.
All right.
No, I didn't.
What does
I'm
the
sorry.
manager do exactly?
A manager's like an agent, or they manage your career more. They're more hands-on.
Like they tell you wear the lavender dress to this meeting, that kind of thing?
Yeah, and they set up certain things for you to go to, yes. And he was a manager press agent, and what he had, and this was after Skybar and after Vegas that I met up with Glenn Gregory, his name was, and I stayed with him for a few years. I actually lived in the same apartment. There was nothing going on with us. He was just my manager friend. In fact, I had other boyfriends. And
sounds like a nice guy.
He was. He looked an awful lot like a character actor at the time called Arnold Stang.
Oh dear, yeah, I can see why you two were just friends and nothing more.
You're fine. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm laughing. Oh my God, you got it right. But he was a nice guy, and he really had true feelings for me to get me going. And it worked for a while, and then it didn't work, and then he got crazy too. But so when I came back from Vegas, that's when I got, somehow, I don't know where I met him, I got involved with him. He became my manager, and I moved. That's when I moved. When I came back from Vegas, that's when I totally moved from the place I was in the suburbs to Hollywoodland. And there I moved. I moved in. I met another actress. Actually, Tom, being the encyclopedia that he is of all this 60s stuff, I lived with this woman, and I did not know that she was a star of some B films, or what you call cult films. He knew immediately when he saw the picture of her and I together. She was a very pretty brunette, and I was a pretty blonde, and so the agent or manager would package us together to go out on the town, and that would be like, here's the blonde, here's the brunette, and these are my clients or whatever. And
for you two going out on the town, did he, or were you comped because you were pretty girls, or what?
I think, we were. starlet types, and we were going specific places where you didn't have
Were
to
you getting
pay.
paid for it?
No, no, you didn't pay. It was appearances, but you didn't stand around and get photographed or anything. You just went there and, to be around other people, to network. That was it. So it wasn't a job. It was a social thing, but you would get your picture taken to be around, but you wouldn't have to work. I mean, you don't have to, okay, you got to stand over there now, and then you go, that's work. You just, get your photo taken if you're sitting with a celebrity or something, and there was no pose this way or pose that way stuff. It was just a quick
Now, you have so
flash.
many photos with celebrities like Kirk Douglas, like the real biggies.
Yeah.
Were those taken at these functions?
Yes, that was taken at Chinese Grauman's Theater, where I was amongst I think it was Lou Costello, Donald O'Connor, Kirk Douglas, Jeannie Crane was there. I'm looking for the picture now, and Georgie Jessel, who was a Toastmaster. Yeah, here it is. He was Donald O'Connor, and I think it was Jackie Coogan or Jackie, the other Jackie.
Cooper, yeah, I
Jackie
confused them
Cooper.
too, yeah.
Yeah, Jackie Cooper and Lou Costello and Kirk Douglas, George Jessel. So it was a bunch of them of the stars. And I was standing there in my golden sequin lame dress. And I was then working a promotion with Joe Louis.
Sure. Didn't he
boxer.
say, you only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough?
Joe Louis, the ex-boxer? The boxer?
Oh, no. There's a comic called Joe
The
E.
comic. Joey. You're right, Joey. Who? No,
And
not
Jacqueline
Joey.
Suzanne was crazy about him and had an affair with him and
Wait a
thought he was
minute.
it.
Joe Louis was a boxer.
Right, the black
African-American
boxer, yes.
boxer. In fact, this other Joey was a comic.
Right, exactly.
I can't remember. He wasn't. Yeah, I can't remember his name now. It was a Joey something. There were a couple of Joeys. So
Not Joey Bishop.
no, not Joey Bishop. No. So I was working, and that's the night we went, and we ended up in Joe Louis's with his wife house in Hollywood for dinner, and that was nice.
That is nice, yeah.
But Joe Louis had that time was kind of like had been punch drunk kind of thing, I guess they call it. I mean, he didn't talk too much. He worked in Vegas. He worked in Vegas. Yeah, they stay too long in the ring, They should just go there, get the money, and run. Even Tyson stayed too long. But anyway, then I worked for Joe Louis for the Toys for Tots charity. Mickey Haggerty was there, Jane Mansfield.
Oh, wow. Did you work as a model?
I worked as a ring girl in the boxing ring.
What is that?
You walk around and you hold up a sign, ring 2, ring 3, ring 4.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ring girl, I guess they call it ring girl. You have a sign, and you look, kind of Playboy bunny-ish, and you walk around, holding this big sign that says, next stop is fight 2 or fight 3, and that was when Cassius Clay came on the scene, and I was there when he first made his announcement, because he came out of the wings of the Moulin Rouge Theater, where I was on stage, and he almost knocked me down. And then he went out to introduce himself as the greatest boxer of all time. And
Had he changed his name to Muhammad Ali yet?
no, he was Cassius Clay. He didn't change his name until a few years later when they wanted him in the Vietnam War. And he wouldn't go.
Yeah, I remember.
So he was Cassius Clay. And so I was there the night he announced to the world, to the audience, I'm Cassius Clay, and I am going to be the greatest the greatest fighter in the world. And he'd talk about how pretty he was, and he was good looking too. Pretty he was, and how he, he was a poet and everything. But and then he went on, to years later to become Muhammad Ali. But I was there in the beginning when he started to become famous.
When you were there in those years, were you afraid? Afraid that what if I don't make it? I'm marking time. These are dead-end jobs. I'm just a model. I just show up looking sexy, and that's all I'm doing. Where's my screen test? Where's my job?
Yeah, you're right. That's the real starlet curse. Is that what you're talking about? They all have it. I don't know about today, but I think it's all different today. They don't call themselves starlets today. But I happen to like the name starlet. I really do. And that's exactly what I was. I was never a star. I was a starlet. And there's nothing wrong with that. So
no, not at all.
Not at all. So anybody who thinks otherwise because they're into whatever it is that, you can't do that to a woman. I mean, I don't care about blonde jokes. They're funny, I'm not that politically correct with certain things. It's kind of fun, I like being a starlet at the time. And like the fact that I was one. So, but that was all kinds of different, things that were going on. And my Glenn, who's my agent, manager, press agent, he just pushed me along to be at every damn thing. And like Louise, our dear friend, Louise Schaefer,
the Emmy-winning actress, yes.
Emmy-winning actress from Ryan's Hope, has said to me, well, Carol, you had it worse than I did, much worse than me. And also she said...
Well, now can I ask you? Yeah. Now, Louise Schaefer always played elegant rich girls. And you're a hot babe, blonde, sexy. Yeah. Do you think maybe that was why you had it worse? That maybe they don't respect sexy women as much as they respect
you hit it right.
Types, you know what I mean?
You're absolutely right, because they branded me as another Marilyn. And and that's
Honey, you're prettier than Marilyn, you know that.
Well, I don't. I wouldn't ever think so, but it's nice.
Everybody else does, so
Marilyn was one of a kind. She was actually born for that role that she played.
Yeah, she was.
I believe in fate for most of those people. But
Lana Turner always said that it was her destiny to be discovered.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know that. Lana Turner was destined for it. Katharine Hepburn. They were all destined. They all came to the planet to be stars. However, I don't feel that way today about people. I don't feel that too much about stars today. That they were.
I don't even know who they are. They come.
I don't know, and I've been watching a lot of TV, and I have to tell you, both the men and the women, they all look alike. They all look like.
Well, they all go to the same surgeons.
Yeah,
the tiny noses, the big inflated lips, so you implant, they all look the same. And the girls are even worse. Yeah.
Yeah, the men look like the other actors, and the women actresses look like the other actresses. And I can't tell them apart. Oh, who's that? That's so. No, that isn't. But she just looks like. We didn't have that years ago.
No, you were supposed to be different. That was the whole point.
That was the whole point.
To establish a type, to be unique. That's
right. The famous, Gloria Swanson line. We had faces back then. That's one of the greatest lines out of a movie ever. we had faces back then. And then she said something about the movies.
I am big. It's the pictures that got
Yes,
small.
that you know it. Yeah, I didn't know that though. I always remember, we had faces back then, and because I don't see any real faces today. Once in a while, but it was
today. If you have a face and you're unique, they automatically call you a character actress. You can't be a leading lady and look special because they just think that's character,
Absolutely, yeah. You got it. That's exactly what it was. And I was out there in 2019, but I didn't get to research and understand or find out if it was still. Of course, the Me Too stuff is lessened. I'm sure. I mean, people would be nuts if they became more and more into the Me Too stuff. I think it's lessened.
In ancient Rome, they forbade women to act on the stage because of the Me Too stuff, because the producers were hitting on the actresses. That has gone on since the dawn of time, and it will go on until the end of time.
That's exactly right. It will go on to the end of time. And it's just pathetic. And now with all this stuff, that's why my whole idea of writing this as a first person based on me. My other two books, one is fiction and one is fiction, but it's also true, but I put different women in there and stuff, and I do third person. I don't do this happened to me. Carol
has written two wonderful novels. One is called Two Blondes, which borrows heavily from her own experiences in Hollywood. And the other one is called Blonde Madness. It's a mystery novel. It is terrific.
Thank you.
Blonde Madness is great.
And it's an easy read.
But, listen.
It's an easy read. A Moment of Blonde Madness. You can get it on
fabulous.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere. And it's hopefully, or we're going to have it in an audio book. Hopefully.
Which you're going to record.
Yes. I'm waiting to hear from, I'm not waiting. I'm going to be calling them before Thanksgiving to find out what's going on. But they
would be Red Sky?
Yes. Louise was talking to them the other day, and they mentioned that they were doing the audio book. Of me.
That's great.
So I have to.
Okay, now you're getting a lot of attention right now.
A little bit. Well,
later in life.
I wish. Yes. Way late. I mean, not too late, never too late. But no, I don't want to sound like not too late, never, but yes, I'm getting a little attention in life, yes.
And isn't it nice? Now, if you'd made it at, say, 25 or 22, how do you know you wouldn't have wound up like poor Marilyn with pills and liquor and crazy men and all that stuff?
Well, how know that I wouldn't have winded up like one of the Epstein women? I mean,
God help those poor girls. Yeah.
My situation was, as you know, but your audience doesn't know that I had an encounter with that kind of a situation in the 60s in Hollywood, where there was a sex trafficker after me to pawn me out to very wealthy and powerful men. And
what happened? Did you do it?
No, I didn't do it. No, we didn't talk about this ever. I thought we did. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, it's a very short period. It's not a long, lengthy thing that happened, but it's in the book. But I can talk about it because there's going to be a lot more that I haven't ever talked about that's going to be in the book anyway. But
all these people are dead now, aren't they?
Well, actually, in the article, this is the first time I did not mention the agent who jumped over his desk practically when I was sitting on the couch and was rushed to me and tried to tear my clothes off.
Well,
and
that is
down.
in Two Blondes, I think.
Yeah, well, no, it is. No, it is in True Blood, and it. So that is definitely, and that's in the article now also. But it's me. It's not Mandy. Mandy in my book or Diane in my book. It's me. It happened to me. So that's the difference. But anyway, that's what I'm saying is that. So, we don't talk about that. But anyway, it was during the time I was campaigning for the Harlow role.
So that would be 1965, early 65.
Yeah, that was for the Bill Sargent version, not Carol Baker.
Which was later, Carol Lindley got the part, but you were...
That's right.
Yeah.
And I was interviewed for it, and I didn't get it, of course. Not Carol Lindley got it. Don't blame them. I mean, much more well-known. And, but anyway, I was, out in public a lot, dressed in the nines all the time. And my press agent was always making sure I had pictures taken, handing out these flyers, vote me for Jean Harlow. And
sounds like a smart, nice guy,
20th Century Fox, yeah. And I ended up in Hedda Hopper's column and ended up in...
Oh, you lucky girl. Oh, my God, I would die for that. I would die for that. That's great.
I got two lines. It's okay.
I never got any, so lucky you,
But all this, it's a shame because I had so much press in my life, even right up until 2017, and even off and on now. But 2017 when I had the hometown premiere play done, reading at the Ritz Theater where the Eden Cried was shown. It's just all this press that I had for years and years, and it didn't open one freaking door. So I don't know, but anyway, that's what Louise said.
But you're better known than a lot of starlets. Let's face it. You are a cult heroine, and that's a lot more than a lot of people got.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm not. I'm grateful.
And you live in a nice place, that beautiful.
Oh no, I'm very
Manhattan
grateful.
Plaza. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it. I love it here. I'm grateful for everything. I'm just saying that it didn't open any doors for me other than casting couch doors, and I had to.
But
leave
isn't that
Hollywood.
with everyone? Gwyneth Paltrow blew the whistle on Harvey Weinstein. Everybody, no matter how successful you are, you always have to deal with crazy, horny producers with Russian hands and Roman fingers. That's the business,
Russian hands and Roman. I like that. Yeah, it's very true. You're absolutely right. But anyway, so I was doing a lot of that, promoting, and I was out all the time, out on the street and the blocks and voting booths and stuff, and getting a lot of press. And so what happened was, obviously, some woman who was a procurer like Yelena Maxwell,
right.
was trying to reach me, and she was calling my manager. She got his number. I don't know how, but she couldn't reach me. So because nobody could reach me, they had to go through him. And anyway, she kept calling and calling. So he said to me one day, "There's this woman that's calling, and she wants you to meet someone, and she won't stop calling." And so what? I think I might set up an interview. Well, he had the smarts. I don't know how this happened, but he happened to contact the FBI, and he told them about the phone calls, and he told them a name, and they said, "Oh, well, we want to get him. Can we meet with you?" So they came and met. They went to lunch, FBI, with me and my manager, and they wanted me to go undercover. They said they've been trying to get this guy. He's a sex trafficker for, producers, for things like
we
whatever.
used to call them pimps in those days. Yeah.
No. Pimps were sort of noted to be for like, diamond dance things, like a car would come along, going. No, this is sex trafficker for for Saudi
The
Arabia.
biggies, yeah.
Biggies,
The
yeah.
big rich
Yeah.
people, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the FBI was after him. So anyway, they ended up, I said, I was scared to death. And I said, the only thing I can do is, and my manager talked to me and said, well, you just go meet the guy and we'll be there. So that's what we did. So it's a very short, brief time in my life, because the day that we all drove up to the Hollywood Hills to meet this
Just that
guy.
is scary, that he's in an isolated place, yeah.
No, I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
No,
The
but
guy
I
who-
mean,
Yeah.
well, he has henchmen with guns, and all of you will get shot or something.
Yeah, that's true. But I get the guy who's driving me up there is one of us, and then the car behind him has my manager and the FBI in there. So, but they obviously didn't. They got seen, because when we pulled up to this big warehouse-like place, it ended up that the guy, the guy comes down and ushers me into the warehouse. I call it a big warehouse. It was, and that was the guy with the sex trafficker, and my other guy was in the car waiting for me, and so I don't know what happened, but the guy came out, the pimp procurer comes out on this huge balcony, and he's looking down at me, and his worker says, "This is Carol so and so that you wanted to meet," and he said, "But I just want to tell you that there's some people in a car waiting for her." He ran down the stairs like a bat out of hell, and that was the last I ever saw of him.
Well, maybe you're lucky when you think about it. He might have
Oh,
shot
no.
you,
Oh, no, he didn't want to shoot me. He wanted.
No, I know what he wanted to do, pass you around, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, he wanted to maybe send me to Saudi Arabia.
God help you. Yeah, and you'd still be there.
God help me. God help. Oh, and it's kind of weird and frightening. But I didn't fear for my life, because I knew I had people there. They were waiting for me. So
let me ask you a question. Okay, now here you are, this hot young babe, gorgeous, smart, and all this stuff is happening to you now. Now time marches on. You hit your 30s, you hit 40. It hasn't happened. What do you do?
Survive. Just survive. And in between, I got interested in writing. And when I moved into this building, I was automatically, I was working in support personnel. And when they called me to move here, I was doing theater, not summer stock, dinner theater in Jersey and places like that. Plays, summer, sorry, I keep saying, in a dinner theater in Jersey and stuff, and Pennsylvania. So I moved in here during that time. And I also was working support personnel with the Schubert organization.
What
theater
support personnel?
Working in the theater, ushering or backstage or all of that,
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah. So I managed to. That's why I was qualified for this place, because I not only worked as an actress. They didn't care about my Hollywood background. When I moved in here, I moved in here as an actress who was doing a lot of dinner theater, and also as support personnel ushering in Broadway shows. So that qualified me for this.
You have
place.
to be in the union to get into Manhattan Plaza?
Yeah. I was in SAG union. I was in the AFTRA union, and I was in the local
Equity.
one. No, not I didn't get into. I never got into equity because I wanted to work. The work was non-equity that I was doing, and I couldn't get any. I mean, it was just weird. But anyway, I got into. I got into. I got into. There was a Screen Actors Guild Union, AFTRA, American Federation of Television, and
radio artists, yeah.
and also the local B103, which was the theater union for support personnel. So
You're
that's
so blessed to live in that building. That's great.
yeah, I've been here over 40 years. I came here as an ingenue, and now I'm a character.
There you go. Well, driving Miss Daisy. That's
now yeah, and so that's exactly. So I'm here, and I'm very I like it. I love it. So and we have a lot of events going on here and stuff, and we have a great community room where we can put on shows, like I'm putting on the film. In
is it all actors in Manhattan Plaza?
No, it's 70%. It's a percentage of residents from Hell's Kitchen, seniors from this area, and the number one reason for this is performing artists.
I think that's great.
But they had to bring in residents too. Otherwise,
I think that's great too. Sure, if you tear down the tenements and you build a high-rise, a luxurious high-rise like Manhattan Plaza, people deserve to have apartments there. Yeah,
absolutely. So it's been a workable and very challenging and wonderful place to live. But so that's the thing. And now with getting back to the book, the Epstein thing that's going on, it reminds me a little bit of the sex trafficker that tried to grab me, because a woman was procuring me for somebody like she was for Epstein.
I can tell you a story. In the early 80s, I signed up with every so-called promotional modeling agency in New York. We did things like Spritz Perfume or Work the Boat Show or something. So I signed up with this agency, and at my interview, this woman asked me, would you also be willing to date for money? I was horrified. I lived with my grandmother at the time in New Jersey. I said, no. And she said, well, that's very personal. That's fine. So just the promotional modeling. I said, yes, thank you. I mean, honey, that's all over the place. Always was, always will be. You know that.
I know. Well, yeah, we were, when I was in Vegas, I left after 2 months because I got out of my contract, because the mob wanted us to be in the casinos in between shows and
sure.
Keep the
talk
guys.
To high rollers, be nice to them.
The high rollers, be nice to them. Yeah. And it's, it was one of those things where I got a little bit weird about that. I got a little scared about it, to be honest with you.
They don't like you, they throw acid in your face.
I was very young and naive and grew up in countrified environment, and then thrown into Vegas and Hollywood with no.
You poor baby! Oh my God!
Yeah, it was really kind of frightening because it was without any guidance, without any protection, without anybody helping me really to understand the world. I did not know the world was this crazy. I came from a very sheltered.
We didn't know. Nobody knew that. And now we're finding out it's even crazier than we thought it was.
Yes.
I mean, the Epstein people, what is that? That's crazy. That's insane.
Is insane. And that's why I feel that this book is timely, because it's about me and not a fictional thing. And like I said, and there was a procurer that one short incident that tried to push me into the hands of a sex trafficker, which reminds me of the Epstein thing. At the same time, even though that was a short period of my life, there was a lot of other stuff going on too. That
Sure.
is definitely. I'm very interested in this Epstein case and how it turns out. And I.
You know how it's going to turn out? I can tell you right now. The rich men are going to walk away scot-free. That's how it always works out.
Yeah, I
They'll
don't.
use one, like Weinstein. They'll use one as a sacrificial lamb, and all the others will go free.
Right, but I'm more, when I said that, I want to see how it works out. I wasn't thinking about them as much as I was thinking about the women, how it works out
Oh,
for
they're
them.
screwed. Twice over. They got screwed,
But
and
if
after that, they got screwed.
if they get to tell their story or get some recognition or something out of it, rather than remaining silent, I think, would be a better situation.
Well, they also blame the women. I mean, it's the men who make this
Who,
happen. But then they
know,
say, "What's wrong with you, you little slut, going off to that island?" You know the way it works.
Well, I know that's true, and I know they have done it. I'm sure. I haven't read a lot of that, although I'd read recently about somebody making that kind of comment, a woman too. But I'm impressed that Audrey Taylor Greene really is interested in getting to the bottom of this.
Who knows what happened to her when she was a kid? You never know.
I'm thinking that same thing because I saw her on The View, and I suddenly saw this face that was always sort of tight and, and like ugly expression was kind of lightened up and smiling, and her face was more, attractive because she's changing some of her views. And now with, well, anyway, not to get into this, but I was amazed and shocked and was very pleased that she is very interested in the women.
Well, there's a line. We all have a line that people can't cross. And Trump and his friends crossed it, and she had enough. Now this mirrors her own experience. Who knows what happened to her?
That's right.
And she wasn't lucky enough to have people in cars behind her. You know what I mean? So who knows?
That's so true. Yeah. And what you told me about Trump. Oh my God.
I know. There is on the internet. Shall we? I don't know if we dare say. Let's not, because they'll.
No, we're not gonna. No. Not saying anything. No, about that. Maybe I shouldn't be talking. No. I'm talking about me.
There's a rumor that a certain famous man performed fellatio on another famous man, even though both famous men are married to women. So who knows? And that's all we can say about it.
No, that's all I wanted to say about it. At the same time, it's maddening, the whole thing, and I think they have to be outed at least, and if nothing else, there will be a certain amount of people that will really give them the business, meaning tear them down. Even though, and that will be.
Well, look at Prince Andrew. He lost his job and his house.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Maybe that's his jail. But somebody.
Don't you think under the counter they're giving him just as much money as he had before? Come on. He's a member of the royal family. He probably has money up the wazoo.
Absolutely, but it's a sickening mess, and. I just what I meant was that
when have men not exploited women? You tell me when that hasn't happened.
I know
that's been happening since cave dweller days, and it will go on until the end of the world.
Yeah, it's very true. So I don't know. But I think, it's nothing that people so-called wanted to stop is going to ever stop. But it's going to be a lot less. Like, I don't know,
until it
women-
flares up again, and it's a lot more. Okay, Peter Bogdanovich, the famous movie director.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't stand Hugh Hefner. He said all this liberation stuff and the sexual revolution, this was just so guys like Hugh Hefner could get laid. They sold women a bill of goods telling them that they were liberated if they slept around, and it was all BS. It was just so guys could have sex. And he had a point, you know?
Yeah, he did. He did have a point. He did have a point. I never cared for him that much for some reason. I don't know why, but he did have a point.
I never did either.
So I just want to know.
I never liked him, but, you know.
They're going to release the Epstein tapes on Tuesday, right? Or something, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, but
I don't know.
But these men have so much power, they can get their names wiped off it, probably, you know.
Well, it's a fucking shame. That's, I shouldn't have cursed. I think I'm talking to you on the phone and I'm being recorded. Yeah, okay. Well, in any case, it's, anyway, back to the Hollywood days.
Yes,
and
this goes on. This will last forever. They'll hear us 200 years from now talking this way. But this is a valuable document of an historical happening. So it's okay, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I want to see everybody get their comeuppance, as they say. But who
let's
knows?
Hope.
Let's hope.
So what are your plans for the future?
Well, I'm going to, really go into developing this book and
your autobiography.
Yeah, glad you mentioned that. Yeah, the dark roots of a Hollywood blonde. I'm going to definitely, do that, and I guess I can't really plan because once you hit a certain age, it's not you, by the way, but
No, I'm old enough to know just what you mean. When I wake up, I always look back at the bed to make sure that my dead body isn't there and that I'm not just a disembodied soul. I'm serious about this. Just to make sure I'm not dead. I mean that. This is true.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's, I don't know. But you're moving but you want to make sure I see. You think
that
you
my
might
soul hasn't left my body, and that's what's sitting up and down on the bed is this dead knee, you know? Well, you never know, you know?
No, you don't. That's a problem. We don't know. We don't know. I try not to think about it. And actually, what you've asked me is one of the reasons that I said this. Is the other answer would be, I call them goals. I have goals because plans. They say you make plans. You want to make God laugh. Make plans. I have goals.
Your autobiography sounds like an automatic bestseller, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know this stuff.
Well, actually, you're very possibly right, as Laura Wagner is also, because there is the situation which she has said that I guess they just glossed over the casting couch in any of their memoirs and never made anything. Oh, he had me in his office. He made a pass at me, and then that was it. And they don't do anything. They don't detail it. They don't tell it in graphics, and they just let it go and move on. And I didn't.
Well, Joan Crawford said something interesting. She drank a lot, and at the end of her life, a reporter asked her when she was drunk. Joan was drunk. The reporter asked her, "So, Miss Crawford, how about the casting couch?" She looked at him and said, "Well, babe, it sure as hell beat the cold hard floor."
Oh my God.
Stay away from the vodka. Or you get too honest. Yeah.
That is that's good. No, I like it. Honestly, I like it. And she slept around. She had a lot of affairs, and it turns out, me who always talks about the golden age of Hollywood, where they had faces back then and the pictures weren't small and whatever. I was listening on YouTube, and Ron Howard was talking. Well, I shouldn't say Ron Howard was talking about the fact that it's on YouTube, so it's out there. That there's about, I think it was like 6 or 7 golden era stars who were really fucking crazy.
Well, yeah.
And then he starts out with Errol Flynn. Well, my God, even I know Errol Flynn was everything you shouldn't be in life, but he was.
Yeah, but Hollywood makes you crazy. It's like Hollywood, a bubble, and it will make you crazy.
But Errol Flynn had so many women and drank all the time. I mean, it was a known fact. And he
know why he was 4F during World War II? Because he had every venereal disease you can have and still live. Truly, that's true.
You're amazing. You know this stuff. It's amazing. But he's not telling a tale out of school, because I knew about Errol Flynn, Beverly Adelaide, or whatever it was, young girl, underage. He married her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then he dropped dead at 50, but he looked 80.
Yeah, he did. A bad 80. And he ended up
like a Bowery Mission House 80. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we all knew anybody who was alive that knew what Errol Flynn was like.
Yeah, but that was his image, so it's okay.
That was his image. And then he mentioned others. And I know they're not saints and angels just because they were the golden era, the royalty of Hollywood. Kirk Douglas was royalty. He was another womanizer, whatever.
2 minutes.
But they had faces back then, and they had talents, and they had individualness about
and
them.
Wonderful films. Today, it's all about those dumb superhero comic book things, and it's just
That's
stupid.
Right. And it's stupid, and they had absolutely everything going for them. So
all right, Tim Novak. She was very versatile. Man with a Golden Arm, Gene Eagle's Story, Bell Book and Candle, Vertigo, Strangers When We Meet, Amorous Adventures of Moll Flanders. She did a great TV movie called Third Girl from the Left, where she plays an aging chorus girl. This woman had real talent, but everybody said she did.
Hi.
I missed that. Third Girl from the Left?
We have
Third Girl from the Left.
We have 2 minutes left to the hour.
Okay.
Okay, how can people contact you?
Carol.Holland at rcn.com. Carol.Holland, HOLLAND, at R like Rita, C like Carol, N like Nancy.com. That's the only one. Well, anyway.
Okay. Anyway, and don't forget, you have to do my TV show again real soon.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
That sounds great.
Anyway,
we're out of time.
Okay.
My guest has been Hollywood legend Carol Holland, also known as Carol Hollenbeck. I'm Diana Montford. This has been the Diana Montford Show. I love you. Hey, folks, even if no one else loves you, I love you because I have like no taste. Anyway, I'll talk to you next time. Third Saturday of the month. Bye.
Okay, bye, dear. Have a great day.
You too.